remember it clearly, like so many others who have lost a loved one. The shock, pain, and disbelief was numbing. But when you grow up, as my sisters and I have, a sense of duty immediately kicks in. Yes, he is our dad, but he did not belong to us alone. He loved people, and people loved him. And so we knew instinctively that although this was one of the most difficult things we were ever going to face in our lives, we had to balance our own grief, looking after our mother, and putting country before self as our father would do. Our father was fearless, honest, strong-willed, disciplined, polite, humble, kind, selfless, hardworking, like no one I have ever known or will ever know. These were the traits that would begin to shine as a young boy into adulthood and eventually define his style of leadership. He was a great father who supported us in all our choices without ever being judgmental. And while he may not have always been physically present when we were growing up, he was always there when we needed him. He taught us that it is not always about being the best, but about doing your best. And while he taught us to be focused, he also taught us the importance of having a sense of humor, which reminded me of a story when I was younger. My primary school was putting on a Christmas play in Gulf City Auditorium. I would have been about 5 or 6. And I was cast as a snowflake. I really wanted Dad to be there, and he promised me that he would be. So there I was on stage, running around in a circle, and at the same time, trying to look in the audience for Dad when I slipped and fell. Full of embarrassment, I got up and continued with the performance. When the play was finished and the lights went on, I was so ecstatic to see Dad and excited to ask him what he thought about this very important dance. And he said, "Mick, it was great, but that was the first time I ever see a snowflake fall so hard." We hugged and burst out into laughter. That was our Dad. Always there to make you feel better. Forgive me.